All right, everyone, so you can see this is the Goblin 380, and I had a failure on this earlier. If you watch the video I posted earlier, you'll see what happened. It just kind of died on me in the air, so I couldn't get a log. I really don't know. I thought maybe because the log wouldn't load in the computer, I thought maybe it was a failure of the flyberless. Then I thought about it a little bit more, and I thought, well, maybe it could be an issue with the ESC, a setting, that, programming setting that, caused it to shut down, because after shutting down in the air, it actually started to spool up. So it might have been a safety thing. I don't know. Now, I'm not just trying this again willy-nilly. I took the blades off and I ran a whole battery pack on the bench just to see. Now, obviously, there's no load when doing that, so we'll see. This flight might be a little boring, because all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hover it in case something happens. I'm just gonna hover it pretty low height, like I was in the backyard when I was doing the test flights and I had no issues. Just in case it cuts out on me again and it's got to land. So you can see it flies. Other than that issue, it's flying great. I was flying it earlier, doing some nice figure eights. It's quite smooth. It's in idle up. I have it in idle up 1 right now. And the last time it was flying like this, the shutdown happened. It happened at around a minute and a half, I think. There's about a minute and a half left in my timer. The battery pack was showing, the cells are showing 3.9 volts. Now, when I tried it on the bench, had some wind there. It was just kind of throwing it around. I'm trying to keep it pretty low, just in case something happens. When I was trying it on the bench, I did it for 5 minutes, which is what I have my timer at. So I did the whole 5 minutes. It didn't shut down, but I checked the battery pack, and the volts were showing 4 volts, so it didn't go down as low as the other battery pack. So it is possible that on load with a little bit more flight, it may do the same thing. If it's a setting in the ESC, in case there's setting. I know there's some settings in there, fail safes, in case a battery gets to a certain has used up a certain number of milliamps. I also know that there's a safety maybe for if it goes to a certain voltage. Again, it's possible that one of those, I left them at default. Now, mind you, this is an ESC that I got from someone else, so it is possible that the settings in there were not entirely stock, but I can't say for sure. So the only way I'm going to do this is to try a little test flights like this, at least that I know of anyways. If anyone knows other ways, feel free to chime in. Hopefully it saves me actually crashing this. Fortunately, the issue that I'm having is that it just cuts out, just shuts down. And if that's the case, then flying it at a pretty low hover like this, even if there's an issue, even if it crashes, the damage should be minimal. And I don't have to worry about it spinning out of control or something, kind of going crazy or anything, because the issue I'm having is that it shuts down. So it's flying perfectly okay right now. So we're at 1 minute left on my timer. Now, because I'm just hovering, it is quite possible that we haven't gotten to the load on the battery, or you know, or the voltage hasn't come down as low as it was when I had the initial failure, because the voltage, sorry, on that flight I was doing forward flight, and just I imagine it would be just ever so much more load on the heli. I actually also tried the highest head speed during that flight, which might have ate up some batteries. So 5 minutes on this heli I think is very conservative, so maybe I'll fly it a little longer just to see if I can get the voltage down a little lower. I don't think it's going to hurt any if I add another 30 seconds. Actually, I was going to try flying it a little, you know, at 30 seconds also, because I didn't think I was still not bringing the battery voltage down to I was bringing it down to about 3.85. I was looking maybe at, you know, voltage going down to 3.81 to 3.8. So 30 seconds of flight would likely have done that. So we're 30 seconds longer, no issues. So I'm going to bring it down in a second here, and then we'll check the battery voltage. But at least in this test flight, now it is possible maybe there was an issue with the battery pack. Who knows? But this is the process of elimination that I got to go through to figure out what might have went wrong.